Most people think Duolingo is just a fun language learning app, but it is becoming much more than that. Duolingo is building the world's most personalized education system powered by AI and data, one that could reshape the entire $10 trillion education market, bigger than healthcare and software combined. Duolingo isn't just teaching languages anymore. It's now teaching math, chess, music, and many more to come. They are creating a single platform to learn everything. By the end, you'll understand why I believe Duolingo could reshape the entire way the world learns, and why I'm betting big on it for the next decade. Before we dive deeper, here's a quick look at what Duolingo actually does. Founded in 2011, Duolingo started as a free gamified language app with streaks, leaderboards, and a famous green owl. Over time, it became one of the most downloaded education platforms in the world, with over 130 million monthly active users and a premium tier called Duolingo Max. Now it's expanding that same model into math, music, and even chess. So with that foundation in mind, let me break down my entire investing thesis. My thesis lies in the fact that Duolingo already has over 130 million monthly active users. Every single tap, mistake, and success is tracked and creates a feedback loop called outcome data. This means the app isn't just teaching users, the users are also teaching the app. This is something that no startup or AI model could just scrape up from the internet. Pair that data with AI, and Duolingo has all of a sudden figured out a way to hyperscale. Put this in perspective, it took them 12 years to build their first 100 courses. But with the help of AI, they were able to create 148 courses last year alone. These courses were all smarter, faster, and cheaper to make. They used to manually have to build these courses on whiteboards from top to bottom. Now AI automates that system. AI helps them build new courses and subjects such as math, music, and chess in weeks instead of months and years. And that's the key. Every new subject they launch strengthens their ecosystem. A student learning Spanish today might later want to study math, and those same learning patterns train the AI across both. Each vertical adds more engagement, more data, and more potential revenue. A compounding feedback loop that makes Duolingo stronger with each new integration. This is what makes Duolingo a singularity scaler, a company that is growing side by side with AI. As AI progresses, so will Duolingo. Let's look at it like this. As they continue to attract more users, those new users bring in more data. That data is used to train their AI models. Those models then create better lessons, and those new lessons attract more users. The cycle continues to reinforce itself. This is the main reason why I think Duolingo can dominate education the same way Google has dominated search and Amazon has dominated e-commerce. But great technology alone is not enough. We need to talk about how no one else can copy what they are doing. Duolingo's advantage isn't just the data alone, it's their learning outcome data at a scale that no one else can replicate. Like I said, every tap, every mistake, and every success feeds an engine that continues to make itself stronger by itself. Here's why this is impossible to replicate. First, it has a structural advantage. It has taken over a decade and hundreds of millions of users to build this data set. Competitors can't catch up. These feedback loops need both time and scale. And because this data reflects real human learning, not scraped from textbooks, it makes Duolingo's AI smarter with every iteration. And then next, they have a behavioral advantage. Every new user makes a platform smarter for the next. And the deeper you go, the harder it is to leave. They have streaks, skill trees, and personal learning profiles that create natural switching costs that lock users in. That's what makes Duolingo's moat so strong. It's not just a gamified learning app anymore. It's a living learning network where engagement itself becomes a defense. And the beauty of this system is that it scales instantly. When Duolingo launches a new subject like math or music, it doesn't start from zero. It starts from a decade of lessons already mapped to human learning behavior. Each new subject builds on a decade of accumulated learning data. This makes every launch faster, cheaper, and more defensible. This moat does not just protect Duolingo, it compounds. Having a moat protects you, but AI is what lets Duolingo be aggressive. AI isn't just an add-on, it's an engine that multiplies everything Duolingo does. The biggest bottleneck for Duolingo used to be time, and AI has erased that. What once took years to make now only takes months, and entire subjects can basically appear overnight. The same speed now powers entirely new subjects, all built at almost zero marginal cost. But what's more impressive is AI now powers every layer of this product. Lessons adapt instantly to each learner's mistakes, something no human curriculum designer could ever scale. They have stepped up immersion. Duolingo Max lets users hold AI conversations that shift tone, difficulty, and context on the fly. This is not just a chat, it is a simulated immersion. Let's say you're going to Spain next month and you want to prepare for when you go to a restaurant. You can use Duolingo's AI to fully immerse yourself into a conversation you'd have with a waitress there. And then finally, their automation. Behind the scenes, Duolingo runs non-stop experiments. They're redesigning lessons, rewards, and interfaces, automatically testing what keeps learners hooked. And yes, all this innovation is not free. AI processing briefly cut margins by about 3 points earlier this year, but management expects those costs to fade fast as they scale features across cheaper plans. Long term, this is how Duolingo's economics shift. The same AI that costs more today will boost retention, raise average revenue per user, and cut content costs tomorrow. That's how Duolingo's flywheel keeps accelerating, not through more people, but through smarter algorithms. So with AI driving Duolingo's growth faster than ever, the real question is, are they already priced in for perfection? The number one pushback I hear is that Duolingo is overvalued. And that's true. Trading around a 16 times price to sales ratio, it does look expensive on paper. But that's a wrong way to think about a company like this. If you look back at a company like Amazon in the early 2000s, they were trading at 20x sales, or Spotify a decade ago trading at 10x sales. Both looked expensive, yet their revenue growth and margins scaled so fast that those valuations look cheap in hindsight. Duolingo can double or triple their user base and their average revenue per user as new verticals expand engagement and subscriptions. This revenue could go 5 to 8x over the next decade. When you pair that with improving margins, today's valuation will look cheap. That's the nature of exponential compounding. It always looks expensive right before it looks obvious. Now that we've covered the why, here are a few key points I'm tracking to see if the story continues to work. There are 4 things I'm tracking: engagement, monetization, expansion, and brand strength. Right now, Duolingo has about 130 million monthly active users, but the real test is engagement. I'm watching the daily active user to monthly active user conversion rate. This will show how many people continue to come back and learn. If that stays above 40%, the habit loop is strong. But if we see the slip for multiple quarters, that'll be the first red flag. The next is monetization, making each user more valuable. I'm tracking paid subscribers and average revenue per user. As Duolingo Max and new subjects expand, I expect average revenue per user to nearly double over the next few years. That's how the lifetime value flywheel will fully kick in. Then there's how fast Duolingo can actually keep expanding. This means new subjects, new courses, more users. Math and music already make up about 7 to 8% of their entire user base. And then chess, just a few months after coming out, already hit over 1 million daily active users. If new verticals like coding or writing hit 1 to 2 daily active users in just 6 months, that'll prove their AI engine is scaling fast. And then finally, I'll be tracking brand momentum. If we see things like universities adopting Duolingo Score, we see continued streak retention, and how often they ship major AI updates, those will all be key ways to track momentum. So those are my KPIs, my key performance indicators. With how long-term I'm looking at Duolingo, these things will be key to track each and every quarter. So here's my bottom line and why I'm betting big on Duolingo over the next decade. Duolingo is no longer just a learning app. It's a data flywheel powered by 130 million monthly active users, and AI is the accelerator of that. Every new subject, such as math, music, and chess, makes the flywheel spin faster, bringing Duolingo closer to becoming the operating system of education. Duolingo is one of those very rare companies we see in the market. For me, this is not just another stock. This is an extremely high conviction, long-term company. I believe over the next decade or two, Duolingo will take over the entire education market and become my biggest investment success ever. Nothing I've said today should be taken as financial advice. This is the research I have conducted, and this is for entertainment purposes as well. You should always do your own research before buying a stock. If you enjoyed this deep dive, I have many more on my channel, such as the one on the screen, and I want to leave you off with this. Do you think Duolingo is overvalued or bound to take over the entire education market?